little rundown, sure, about what we've been up to recently. Right.
Hey, Thibaut. Is this Thibaut from Consensus?
Nope.
Another Thibaut.
Network. Yeah.
I see. Hello.
I am going to, yes. Can you see my screen?
Looks good.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. So what we've been up to very recently was a lot around Nostr Wallet Connect. And the idea here is to provide users an option to self-custodially manage their funds, but at the same time provide, like, no one really likes to manage channels and all this stuff. So we want to provide an experience that serves users that also are new to Lightning. And what you see now is kind of a sneak peek of what will be, I think, released in the coming weeks or so. So what we've built here is an LDK wallet that currently it's running on my own machine, but you can literally run it everywhere. So it could be your desktop computer, could be a dedicated device like a Raspberry, possibly some cloud instance, wherever. And what this does is it allows you to create a new node within like a very short amount of time, let's say. So what you're going to do is you create an unlock password. This is being used to encrypt your seed. And there we go. Now in the background, excuse me, in the background, a new node has been launched. And what you see now is you can migrate your Alby account basically to this node. So you can move over your funds. And by doing so, we will create a new channel for you and send this balance to your self-custodial node. I have already done that. So bear with me for 1 second. I'm just going to switch my node to this one. All right. We should be good again. So this is very much a development preview. Bear with me. I hope everything works. Let's share again. Okay, and what you can see now is that this channel has been opened in the background. It's an instant channel, so you don't have to wait for any confirmations, but basically you can start right away. And what you can do now is, thanks to NWC, you have all the awesomeness of this protocol built into this Alby hub. So what you can do now, as you used from NWC get Albicom, is you can, for instance, connect your extension, copy the pairing secret, and now you can just add a new account here. And there we go. I connected now my extension to this self-hosted wallet, and I can bring this wallet basically to every application, whether that's supported by Bitcoin Connect, or anything else. And we have kind of big plans for that. So there are a few pages here which need some love. But basically, yeah, we want to provide a really nice and beginner-friendly experience to get you started with your self-custodial node, but still be able to enjoy all the benefits of an always online node. Meaning you will still be able to use your Lightning address, so your get Alby.com Lightning address will continue to work. The only difference is that you will your funds will be not land in the custodial account, but inside of your own node, basically. And you can bring all of your wallet to everywhere. That supports Nostr Wallet Connect. That could be a point of sale application like BuzzPay, which we built recently. So what you can do here is you have a point of sale application. You go Nostr Wallet Connect. You would create a new connection like I did before, but I just need to create and look up invoices for that one. I don't want any spending permissions here. So I basically just want to bill others.
Node info, Renee.
Node info. Thanks, Roland. Very nice. Thanks. And I'll put this in here. And there we go. I can now charge for directly to my self-custodial wallet, basically. And that's kind of the future we're building for. So we're big believers in Nostr Wallet Connect. Oh, nice. Someone seems to have paid it. Thank you very much. And I'll have...
It actually failed.
Sorry?
Actually, it failed.
It failed?
I beat you to it. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. So only the first one gets through. You can't pay an invoice twice. Sorry. And there are a lot of more awesome things coming. We'll be happy to share some more stuff during the next weeks. We have an awesome dark mode built in for the ones of you who prefer that. I think that's about it for a first preview.
Maybe you can show one more app or two more apps just to show the potential you can do with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see a wide range of applications here. You can use any of them. I also connected it to my Amethyst application on my mobile phone. So I use it to zap other people on Nostr directly from my node. And what's really cool is also the payment speed. I'm really happy with that because it almost feels instant, which is very nice. So no waiting and
Yeah. Can you tell me how is IndeeHub differentiated from running your own LND node itself?
I would say managing your own LND node is basically the same. So you in both cases you run a node, right? Mm-hmm. But the goal with IndeeHub is to provide ease of use, I would say, at the level of maybe Phoenix Wallet, mm-hmm. but at the same time provide all the benefits that you cannot get with mobile wallets, at least right now, which is offline receive. So having a 24/7 online wallet Lightning addresses and all these kind of things. And of course, this Nostr Wallet Connect built in. That's, I think, one of the main advantages, because we see a lot of apps really integrating Nostr Wallet Connect, or being interested at least. And we're hoping to build a new open protocol for recurring payments. So you will probably also be able to manage subscriptions. So if you want to support some people on a regular basis, you can all do that with Nostr Wallet Connect in a very seamless fashion. Yeah.
Is the flow to start with an Alby custodial account first and then instantiate Alby Hub locally, or is that not necessary? Could I fund it unique or separate from an Alby account?
Yeah, or you will have this option. Yeah, you don't you don't need to first top up your Alby account in order to get or run this thing. No, I think you'll also be able to pay for your first channel, let's say, with an outside wallet, or with any wallet really. Yeah.
So since it's creating a new channel on your behalf, right? I assume is there a fee for that?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, currently it's 0, but we'll need to change that because we'll need to change that because obviously on-chain transaction fees apply, but we're still in the process of figuring this out exactly.
Okay. So it sounds kind of like how Mun Wallet was originally working. But the other thing I was going to ask is, how are you planning to package this as a standalone service for Umbrel and Start9 and Citadel types of distributions?
To be honest, I don't exactly know. I mean, currently there is the Nostr Wallet Connect application that you can use in different distributions. But hopefully we'll soon be able to kind of provide a package or a Docker image that you can literally run everywhere, I think. Okay.
So you haven't taken the effort to Dockerify it yet?
Let's put it this way: we're in the middle of doing so. Yeah, so it's just not yet ready, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all of this stuff is built completely out in the open. So if anyone wants to have a look what we're doing here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might be able to help with the packaging.
There is that. I'm going to share it in the chat as well.
I mean, in my mind, just from what I've seen, it seems to really kind of address the initiative around really having self-sovereignty around your Lightning transactions, right? Exactly. While it's great to have Alby out there as a very dependable provider for Lightning channels and liquidity and that mechanism, if you really, once you kind of educate the end user to the point where they understand there's a need and a desire to have as much of the elements within the control of the user for any number of reasons, then this becomes a lot more desirable. And if you go there, then you want the ability to set up and install and manage. The more you bring into your own domain, the more of a management sort of headache you create for yourself. Yeah. So in order to mitigate that, then using a distribution on a dedicated device like Umbrel or Start9 or some of these other efforts I think makes a whole lot of sense in terms of bringing a level of adoption and comfort, because it is a, people have been used to just, the bank handles that, and it's a big shift to remove the responsibility into your local, domain.
Yeah,
so great work on this.
I mean, I could even think of a future where you have a really minimalistic device, kind of like an USB stick, because this is very lightweight, let's say. So it's not a huge app or like needs a lot of resources, especially if you, just, it's not a routing node or anything, right? It's a spending wallet, basically. So I could envision a future where you have like this minimal device, very similar to like everyone having a Wi-Fi router at home, which is just plugged in, and that's about it.
I could see this being built into gateways in the future.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see what the future brings. But
there's no need to. Everybody doesn't have to run a full Bitcoin node and a full Lightning node just to have the benefits of that transaction layer. And I think this is something that we're making a lot of progress towards really consumer friendly sort of scenarios here. And that's great work.
That's certainly our goal. Definitely. Thanks. Sam?
Andrew,
sorry, Roland.
Yeah, hi. Just a very quick one. 3 quick questions, really. Alby Pro, do we have a timeline on that still? Timeline on this hub? And also, just quickly, what are the limits in terms of storing? So I know we've got lots of emails flying around saying that if you hit 1 million sats in your normal Alby wallet, you want to be moved over to another type of account. And I thought that's what Alby Pro was going to do. But if the Alby Hub is a self-custodial node, is there any limit on that? So if I wanted to put 10 million sats or 100 million sats on it, could I do that?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, it's your node. You can do whatever you want with that. That's the whole point, basically. Right.
Cool.
So you're completely self-sovereign. And if you choose to put half a Bitcoin on it, please make sure you have proper backups, but you can do it.
Okay, thank you.
And about the timeline, I'm not. I would say 2 weeks probably.
Okay. What about Alby Pro? Because we talked about that on the last call. Is that any time soon?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, this sort of comes together, right?
Okay.
So I think with an Alby Pro subscription, I mean, we're still figuring this out, but you'll probably also have the option to run this node on a cloud instance. And so those two things are a bit together. I hope in the coming weeks. I think for a very first version, I mean, if you guys are interested, please let us know. We're also looking for some very early testers. So if someone wants to give this a try and provide some feedback, possibly run into maybe $1 or $2, that would be super helpful.
And Renee, just the repo you posted, that's the one, right? It's called Alby Hub on your screen, but in the repo it's Connect Next. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a working title, so
no, that's fine. Just want to make sure
things are about to change, but that's the one. Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Great.
Andrew, I wanted to ask you if you want to try, if you want to be our early tester, because you seem very interested.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely take a look, because I think it's an interesting angle in terms of what's the minimal amount of infrastructure that an end user would need to support in order to kind of get a maximum amount of functionality in this context. So yeah, it sounds great.
So for those, For those who don't know, Andrew bundled our original Nostr Wallet Connect app for Start9. And you can really see Alby Hub is like the second version. So it will be on Start9, it will be on Umbrel as before, it will support LND and other backends. We experimented with Phoenix D, even Cashew, Greenlight, Breeze, all of these could be possibilities. So right now we need to focus on one node just so that we can get this released and people trying it. But in the future, there's gonna be some great possibilities there.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Yeah, nothing to show as such at the moment. But yeah, in terms of merchants, I think we're approaching about 11,000 merchants on the map, just shy of that at the moment. That varies in terms of how recently they were verified, because we consider a merchant is quote up to date if they've been verified within the last 12 months. So we have now gone through a lot of the poor data that we inherited, and we now have a verification date, I think, for every merchant. So we can start to look at the age of verification and the average age of verification for each merchant, and also, in aggregate. So that enables us to do things like compare communities with each other in terms of how up to date their merchants are, what sort of quality metrics we can associate with different merchants and different communities. Right now, it's really around how up to date a given community is. But in the future, once we get more communities onboarded and there's more merchant adoption, you can start to then have a leaderboard, if you like, based upon not just how up to date a particular area is. So, for example, if I'm a Bitcoiner and I want to go spend some sats somewhere in a community, the diversity of merchant types within that community is a good metric. So, if it's just stuff full of ATMs, that's not particularly useful for me. But if there's groceries and bakers and butchers and bars and restaurants, and there's a wide variety of types of merchant, then that's obviously better. So yeah, I can see on the screen now, if you go into the communities, and then you'll see the leaderboard at the top. Let's see who's at the top right now. Did you hit leaderboard there, or I don't know who's driving? Oh, he's one of the top taggers for sure. Yeah, the communities. So I think Czech Republic was pretty high last time I looked, and they've got a good diversity of merchants as well. So yeah, going well. It's kind of a constant job, and we did a lot of data cleansing about 18 months ago, 12 months ago, and now we're trying to push as much of the data ownership as possible. down to each of the community, because at the end of the day, it's not our data, it's the community's data. So often, I think there was somebody yesterday or the day before, some TradFi guy complaining about the map not being up to date in their area. And we basically say, well, we're providing the tooling to enable people to view stuff, but ultimately the quality local, it needs to be local. Do we think BTCMap is lagging, or is this just on the stream? Okay, cool. So I think that's it generally in terms of like roadmap. We're a pretty small team. Nobody's working on this full time, so it's all done just for love around the sides. Most people have got day jobs as well. But the things we'd like to do, I guess, two broad areas. One, thinking about how we might implement that from a UX perspective, because right now, to be on the location. So the plan is that we're going to have services. So if you're, I don't know, you're a plumber or you're a web designer, you'll be able to list your service that doesn't have a physical location. And how we're going to visualize that is we're going to link that service to one or more communities. So on the communities page, so there's the Prague community we talked about earlier. You will see a services tab on that page that lists all of the services that are delivered into that community. So yeah, we're on the Acassi page now. There might be a joiner or a welder or something that is mobile and doesn't have a fixed position. And then we'd have a list of services on a community basis. So that's one broad area. And the other one on the Nostr side is merchant reviews. So right now, there's no way to talk about your experience with a merchant or with a service. And so we think it'd be pretty cool to have kind of a Google-style reviews. But of course, we'd be using something like Nostr to power that. So if you're an existing Nostr user, then obviously you'd be using your existing key pair. But for those that are not aware of Nostr, they could still interact via BTCMap and make a review. And it might be that initially they don't even know they're using Nostr to do that. That's just part of the implementation within BTCMap. So yeah, they're two broad areas that we'd like to get into. But again, we're a small team with very, very limited resources right now. So yeah, that was pretty much it from me, but happy to field any questions if people have them. Yeah, we do have some of that. So if you click on a merchant, any merchant now, you can boost them, and you see the orange ones have been boosted. So that one you just selected, you can see there's a boost there that's expiring in a month. So there is a way for us to, I wouldn't say monetize this, but help cover some of the costs. And so we see a couple of boosts a day. They vary from just one monthly ones to an annual one. So yeah, there is some element of Lightning integration. So on the merchant side, but also on the tagger side. So if you go to the tagger leaderboard, you'll see you can tip those taggers that have put their Lightning address on their OpenStreetMap profile. So we're pulling that from their OpenStreetMap profile, and yeah, enables people to tip. I'm not sure how much that is used on the tipping side. So how many tips do you get for your thousands of hours of tagging? Very little, probably.
I actually don't know. I mean, I don't check my wallet that often to see the tips, but there definitely were some tips. I mean, I don't do it for tips. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, I guess it's not like a.
Yeah, we did consider sort of bringing in almost like a bounty scheme for the tagging side. I think that's kind of wrought with issues, though, in terms of incentivizing people to tag for sats rather than kind of have a reward after some good work, because there's a lot of verification that's done in the background by people contacting those merchants, and we'd rather keep the quality than incentivize low quality, high volume tagging. Yeah, we love hearing stories. Cheers, man.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for bringing me up. We're super stoked on this. This should be a lot of fun. 1 second. Let me see if I can get the screen correct here. Perfect. All right. Should be able to see that. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. So, excuse me. Usually this is a little bit more of an in-depth demo because we're doing it with filmmakers, and we have filmmakers, sign up for various Lightning accounts and Lightning addresses, depending on the platform they want to sign up on and stuff like that. But you guys all understand all of this, so I don't have to do a Bitcoin pitch, which is fantastic. So it's simple. Like Tomek said, the idea here is that you're being paid for every second watched of your film. And we try to make it as simple as possible. So up here in settings, we have a little withdrawal method. Bam. It's pretty much as simple as that. Add it in there, walk away. And so for the audience side of things, obviously not everybody's a filmmaker, but for people who are just here to watch movies, it'll feel like any streaming service for the most part. Ours might be a little bit of a combo of like IMDb meets Netflix kind of vibe. But you can see cast and crew. you can check profiles for people who are on the platform and the movies that they've worked on, and you can just go and immediately watch those. So for this movie, from the audience side, when you play it, you mute this. The movie will be playing. Down here, we have a little sat counter that sort of shows a rough estimate of the sats contributed and the dollar conversion rate. We're US centric for the moment. And I've got my Alby wallet hooked up over here. I can't figure out how to get Alby to automatically refresh or like pop up a little message that says we got sat. So I have to just refresh it here manually, but excuse me, we should see that. So 6 sats, and that'll kind of stream in for everybody who's involved in the movie. Now, the cool thing, I'll go back to this guy. And this is cool from a filmmaker perspective because this solves a lot of problems that we have in this industry. When you're uploading your film, we have a revenue split option right here. And so we can add pretty much anybody who's a member of the platform, and we can just dictate a revenue split as simple as this. So in this case, 50-50, save. And then when I go back to watch that movie, that same stream of sats will be split 50-50 to whoever the equity holders are, the stakeholders in this particular instance. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you guys get the rest of it, but that's more or less how it works. Let's go. Fuck yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Let me know if you need me to keep sharing, Tomek.
That's really cool. That I really like that. So is that available now to look at, or is that something that's coming to, say, 2 weeks from now?
Soon, trademark. No, okay. It's available right now. The site works. We're in like a very early alpha beta. We're not super publicly promoting it, but yeah, you can hop on it.
Can you stick the URL in the chat so I can find it, because I couldn't find it?
Yeah. Let me throw it up there. How do I chat on this?
So my bigger question is,
one thing, sorry to interrupt you. For anybody who goes to that site, we're like I said, right now, we're super early. All of the payment flows for subscriptions are kind of temporary. So if you just want access to the platform, like as a very early member, I can get you access for free. Just reach out to me directly. Yeah. Okay, sorry, go on.
So 2 things. One I saw cherry on top from Ainsley, who's a friend of mine. And Ainsley, that's music rather than film. So are you using RSS to do distribution into the platform? So are you using medium equals music, medium equals film? And is this an RSS distribution platform?
Fantastic question. Yeah, we're working with Ainsley and her parents. They're all fantastic.
Julian.
Yeah, they're great. They totally get it, man. They're on board. So this current version of the platform is not RSS based, but in the future we will be building hosting services for RSS. That's definitely in our roadmap. So for music videos and things like that, we'll be providing hosting services for all that kind of stuff as well. But the current version is all just kind of, in its own little ecosystem.
Okay, can I don't know if you want to have a chat offline, but can I recommend you look at the podcasting 2.0 medium equals film music spec, right? Because a lot of us are looking at, if you go to podcasting, no, I'll put it in the window. Hang on, I'll put the link in the window for everybody. Give me 1 sec. I'll just go to it and put the medium tag in there. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to type it in there. What you basically get is new types of medium. And if you're doing what you're doing, so you get film, music, courses, audio books and obviously podcasts, right? And the whole concept is that it's sats per minute, as you would expect, with splits, which is what you were showing. So that's all pretty cool. I'm just curious as to, because if you start to put it into, so are you trying to become a app, or are you becoming a host, or are you becoming an enabler of independent content to be distributed?
Yeah, so we are definitely going to be doing the podcasting 2.0 spec. That's kind of what we'll be building on. We're definitely working with those guys to implement that. We're baby steps here, but we're definitely on that train, no question.
Okay.
There's some stuff I don't know. I don't know how relevant it is, but like Jim and Julie and I and some of the other people in the media space, I know we're all very early on the RSS 2.0 stuff, but I think however we can organize kind of a larger community call and start renaming some of this stuff, like podcasting 2.0, the association is with podcasts, obviously. I'm completely off in the weeds on a different topic here, so sorry for that. But we're using that spec. I think it's early enough that we all kind of need to do a little decentralized marketing and try to figure out some better verbiage for some of this stuff. But it's a fantastic spec, and we're stoked on it.
Yeah, because I'm now chief evangelist for the podcasting 2.0 spec, all right? So I represent all of the hosting and app companies right now. So you've got my email there. Jim and Julie are really good friends of mine. We should have an offline chat.
I'd love to. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. We'll email me and then we'll get on a call and I'll take you through some stuff.
All right, I'm gonna shoot you an email right now.
Cool. Thank you.
So while you're doing that, is it required that you hook up for streaming the sat, or is there watch for free? Or
so
is it a voluntary thing? Kind of like a lot of the podcasting 2.0 stuff is, kind of on a voluntary mode.
So the way it works right now, we're super early, so this is really more of a bandwidth problem than a vision problem. But right now, the way it works, because most filmmakers, most audience members, they have absolutely no idea how any of this stuff works. So we're trying to obfuscate as much of it as possible, at least in the early days while people are unaware. But right now, it feels like from the audience member side, it's going to feel like Netflix. You just pay a subscription. We'll give you unlimited browsing. You can watch anything you want on the platform. And we're keeping track of your seconds watched. And we're making the distributions to the filmmakers over Lightning in real time, depending on their cap table. In the future, we'll definitely have the ability to have audience members who are, Lightning centric, be able to connect their wallet directly. Just say, hey, I'm going to connect my wallet. I don't need to do a subscription. And we'll stream those sats as per whatever the pricing arrangement is that the filmmakers have. That's not built in just yet, but we'll get there. As far as free is concerned, that would be kind of an RSS 2.0 situation. And we're pretty far away from that, to be honest. I mean, not from a technical standpoint, just like people knowing what it is. But in that situation, we'll offer, in theory, we would offer filmmakers the ability to say, hey, we want to exhibit this film over RSS. And then we say, okay, cool. We're going to organize your metadata for you, manage your splits, give you the feed. And then you can kind of blast that out however you want. And obviously over RSS, it would be generally speaking free, with a recommended donation or whatever. And then we would also, we're essentially just handling the metadata to route those splits. So there's a long answer. That's a long answer, but the short version is we're going to try to accommodate all three models over time.
Right. So I think you answered my other question, which is you receive the initial payments from the viewer and then you redistribute the split.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Lots of questions. I'll have them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's always an update. Okay, let me share a screen. Oops. Right, trying to share my screen. Sorry, I'm not used to this one. Which is it? Share video or no? How would I share my? How do I share my screen? Ah, that one. Okay, got it. Thank you. Cool. Okay. One of the problems that we have tried to overcome, if I go to TrueFans, is users have struggled with. Oops. I'll try and put my own site in. One of the problems that people have got is filling up their wallet. So what we're not an iOS app, or we're not even an Android app, we're a PWA. So what we wanted to do in our settings was to be able to top up the wallet. Now, you used to have to do that with things like MoonPay, and you used to have to do KYC and everything else. So now what we've done is we made it really simple. You put in the currency you want, you put in the amount you want, it tells you the amount of sats, and you click purchase. Now, if you do that on a mobile phone, that will take you straight to Apple Pay, but you can do it with Google Pay if you want. And then we do an instant transfer from there to your wallet, and that will go through. So very simple payment. And then we take the sats, and then that goes straight to your wallet. So now in your wallet, the top-up process has happened, and that's it. It's as simple as it goes. So yeah, just want to show you that, guys. You can do Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit card, and it's instant, and it's straight to your wallet.
Is that available?
Sorry.
I was going to say, is that available in all jurisdictions?
Yeah, everywhere in the world.
Wow. Okay, great. Thanks.
We're using Stripe. Yeah. 2.9% fee plus 0.3 per transaction. So it's super low. No, we're setting a false limit. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We're setting a false limit at the moment. We'll turn that off. Yeah, so we're setting a false limit, but we will open that limit further and further, which is why I was interested in your. Let me get rid of that. Why I was interested in your Alby Hub, because we need to move off being a Alby account either to Alby Pro or to an Alby Hub, so that we can put in our own significant amount of sats into the account. No, nobody. We were the first, I believe. I haven't heard anyone else do it. Primal app might be using it, I think. I'm not sure. No, I think Primal were using something else because they've got a $4.99 limit and you can't change that limit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know anyone else. But what we've tried to do is overcome this massive problem of wallet top up. So while you're watching a movie, or while you're watching listening to music, or listening to a podcast, or a video course, if your wallet gets low, we just put a message in, then we bring the pop up. You just fill your wallet, click once, purchase it, and your wallet fills up, and off you go again. You're very welcome. Yes.
Hey, good day, everybody. Nice to be invited to give a small talk about this. Good to see all your projects and how you're progressing. It looks very promising, and I think there's some overlap as well. So I'm pretty interested in that as well. Let me see how I can share my screen. Let me check. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it right now. I guess so. Yes?
Yep.
All right. So basically, the NodeRunners radio started as a little hobby project a few years ago from a couple of friends, Dutch NodeRunners. And it's slowly evolving. I will share the presentation as well in the chat when I'm done. You can either join via noderunnersradio.com or bitcoinradio.xyz. Those will relink to the Zap stream, and one will go to this site. I'll mute the music. Oh, it's already muted. Anyway, there's some music playing right now. There's a video feed. It uses Video Ninja in the back. You can search for your music over here. Say, for instance, you like some Nirvana. Well, you can add that. Oh, I want to open Electrum on this one. Normally it will open Alby. Let's give that a try. Another try. Well, okay. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's do it like this. Center. And I'll pay 21 sats to add this track to the queue. And in the Telegram, it should be updated as well. Yeah, here you see it's added to the queue. You can check the queue with a command. And it's up next. If you're in the Telegram group, you can, if there's multiple tracks in the queue, you can upvote. If you want, of course, these things should be possible to enable or disable as one pleases. We also, you just saw the little web interface. We're working on a new version for that. Feel free to join the Telegram group, by the way. It's t.me/NodeRunnersRadio. So the thing is, we would like to make the crowd the DJ instead of having an actual DJ playing tracks. The radio is powered by the people. It's in the Bitcoin ethos. Take the power back to a bottom-up perspective. Currently the jukebox only works with the Spotify API, but we would like to make it more modular so that you can hook in whatever you like. You can view the NodeRunners radio as a showcase for the jukebox spot, basically. A buddy of ours, Truus, made a tidbit applet for it as well. That's this device. Let's see, and you can. He's got a GitHub page on there as well for with the little applet, and it will show the updates whenever a new track is playing on the radio. That will be showed on the tidbit. Some people are using it in the wild as well. A few German plebs used it for the Baltic Circle Sea Rally. They gathered some money, some sats during their drive. Video from this website now. Anyway, they are showing how it works in the Telegram group. This is from a while back, as you can tell, from June 23. They gathered some funds for their cause, driving from somewhere in the south of Germany all the way to the north end of I believe, Norway. And in Praha, Tommy from bar number 7 is using it as well. I think BTC Pins is going to use it at a Harvard party where he's going to go camping with friends and family. Yeah, you see the little tidbit, a picture of it with the current track playing. The number of groups, this is a bit outdated. You can set a price and a donation amount per track. Truus, who did the tidbit applet as well, is working on a value for value thing. We would love to learn your opinion about that, how to best implement that, perhaps. But currently you can set so if you're in the chat, you could set you currently still need Spotify to update everything. You could type price 21 cents per track, 7 go to the dev fund, and in the future we want to add another option to say maybe 7 of the 21 will go to the original performing artist who created the piece of music in the first place. That's how you set this. Let's see. So yeah, we started late last year, or was it early this year? I don't know. We started work on silent disco functionality. That way, if you have a meetup, you could couple the bot to 3 different players and have a little web interface where you can add music to the queue as the crowd, so no more DJ is needed. We did a little test run in Madeira at the Alambits Makerbits space. Massive shout out to Ben and all the people from Alambits for giving us a little spot at their space to showcase it. Yeah, so this is just a quick mock-up of the new design for the silent disco stuff. Things are still subject to change. You can search for the music. It will spit out a few results. Maybe you can upvote, downvote. If you were to make a connection to the bot, we hope to make sure that you can choose if you want to enable upvoting or downvoting or not. In my experience, it's fun if 1 or 2 channels have this enabled, and maybe the other one is just first come, first serve. You can also choose a different price per channel to get some gamification going on. Yeah, let's see. It's an old clip. Let's not do that one. Okay, anyway, so I think for the future, what the long-term vision would be to make it able for, anybody can get the jukebox bot from our GitHub. It's free open source software. We would like to make it more modular so that more libraries can be hooked in, maybe even your own personal library, maybe YouTube, maybe other music streams. There's still a lot of work to be done on that front. And we love to, at one point, be able to set up an antenna somewhere, maybe on a volcano somewhere. I don't know. And next to the music, also silently append the state of the Bitcoin network. I don't know if a big solar storm will come one day, knock the internet down, but I think it would be nice to have something where any amateur can easily set up an antenna or build a receiver from some copper wire and next to some music, which is obviously, to me at least, one of the best bits of soul food one can have, also receive the state of the Bitcoin network. Yeah, if you're a musician and you have some new work, maybe it will be possible to hash your work to the time chain, get some Groove Shark type of thing in the background. Say if somebody else samples your music or reuses it, it will be recognized and value for value will be automatically streamed. This is still still future dreams. So in my experience, it's a lot of fun to listen with friends, even when you're not together. Just connect to the same source of music, and it will also help Orange Pill new folks. I think Tommy in Prague, he's using it to, when somebody orders a beer, they get some sets back, and they can use those sets at the jukebox to play some music. Everybody that is working on this. So progress is slow, but it's happening, and we hope to continue with it. Maybe build it out some more. And we'd love to know your thoughts. And if you can help, please, you're very welcome to help out. I shout out to Hero, Einzi, Truus. They did a lot of work. Also Arba Dakarba and Alan Bits. Of course, I hope to see you all at the film festival. We hope to provide at least one channel of the silent disco, so you, as the crowd, can be the DJ. I think that's about it. Please, if you've got some spare change, some support is welcome. But I'll leave that to your own choice, of course. All right. Thank you very much for giving me some time and space to tell the story. Thank you. Now, the hardware is pre-existing, so the silent disco stuff is already out there, where normally you just have 3 DJs. We just thought it would be a nice idea for meetups or for conferences or festivals to give the crowd a bit more control of what's going on. Now, we had some pretty good feedback in Madeira. Most people really enjoyed it and had fun with it. Of course, for some people, it can be a bit rough on the soul or on the ears when the music skips from metal on one side to the mamas and the papas on the other side, and then maybe some weird electronic stuff. Personally, I kind of like it when it's all over the place. But for those cases, I mean, DJs like Root Soul or DJ Valerie Love, it will be great to have, a DJ on 1 channel or 2 channels as well, just to for those people that cannot stand the changing of genre, 1 track after another. That's reasonable, I think. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Please help out if you've got some skills on how to make this better. You're very welcome to help. Thank you. Hope to see you in Warsaw.
Oh, damn. I didn't know I was actually presenting, but yeah, I'll go for it. Hey, everyone. Nice to meet you. Let's see. So, yeah, Satoshi's Place is like an old school thing. I'll try and share my screen. Oh, shit. I need to have permissions. 1 sec. Let's see. Okay, I need to jump back on the call. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. I don't know if, let me know if you can see my screen. All right. Okay, yeah, so Satoshi's Place was back in 2018 when Lightning was like in the early days. I wanted to build something that like was easy for people to test Lightning. So you could basically run a wallet. There weren't many back then, but you could basically like run a wallet and do something and then pay like 1 Satoshi and sort of see that payment come through and feel the interaction. And I took inspiration from the $1 Million homepage, which was a project that kind of sold pixels on a board. And then Reddit Place was also this other project that happened maybe a year or two before that. That went a bit viral and people were like painting on the board and there was these like huge battles happening. And yeah, so like Satoshi's Place basically kind of helped the community, I guess, sort of try Lightning for the first time. So this is like a time lapse of what happens back, like this, you can see the time here is like 2018, June. Fulmo was like one of the first guys who like drew on it. And I'll just skip forward a bit. You can kind of see like, this is like the genesis, like people started finding out about the website and started painting, and then all these crazy things started happening, like people painting penises and all kinds of weird shit. And it was a lot of fun. So yeah, just kind of like skip forward a bit. You can, yeah, it was a bit of like a zeitgeist, I guess, of like what Lightning was at the time. You can see some kind of like Bcash folks trying to draw stuff on it. There's Roger Ver, there's the BitConnect guy, and just like a bunch of fun stuff. So yeah, this project is still live. It's kind of like a pet project for me nowadays. Obviously, not many people use this, but it's just kind of there because I still think it serves a use of like just if you ever need to kind of like test a payment of like a single Satoshi, you can kind of just go on the boards, just like submit, get an invoice, and then pay it, and that's it. Recently, I did a migration, so I had a node. Like originally back in the day, I had a node running on an Odroid device that's kind of like a Raspberry Pi in my cupboards. That was like when it started. It was literally that tiny like single board computer, and then I migrated it to a NUC computer, and then eventually I started putting it. I put it on the cloud, on a Hetzner machine, and then recently I migrated to Voltage nodes. And the original node was a C Lightning node. I guess the CLN is it called CLN nowadays? But like now it's on LND, and yeah, so yeah, like it's on Voltage. And for those of you who don't know, I work at Voltage at the moment. I'm one of the developers, and Voltage like provides developers and companies with sort of Lightning infrastructure and Bitcoin infrastructure. So if you need to run a Lightning node at scale, or even if you're just trying to develop an application, Voltage is quite an easy way to like spin up a node and get things going. If the Alby guys don't mind, could I demo some Voltage stuff that we've been working on? Cool. Because actually I got a request for you guys, but let me see. So yeah, one of the things we're working on right now at Voltage is adding MutinyNet support. So for those of you who don't know, MutinyNet is a SIGNet network on Bitcoin. It's like an alternative to testnet. Testnet is kind of slow. It's hard to get coins. It's become a bit of a pain in the ass to use. MutinyNet has 30-second blocks. It's much easier to develop on. And since at Voltage, we're also geared to developers, we've prioritized like integrating MutinyNet. So soon, 2 weeks trademark, you'll probably be able to create a MutinyNet node at Voltage and develop your applications on that. So yeah, so on this page, this is kind of like what it will look like when you create a node. You can like select MutinyNet, and oh yeah, and it's going to be completely free. So so that's cool. And yeah, and then eventually in the app, we're gonna like add a few more features like the faucet, so you can grab some coins, and a button that you can open a channel to the MutinyNet faucet, so that you can quite easily get inbound and outbound liquidity, and you can actually start testing out payments. So if you're setting up a shop, for example, and you want to test out inbound payments, it'll be quite easy to do that. So yeah, so support for MutinyNet right now isn't great. And yesterday, I was actually testing Alby, and even though the node connects, this is like the MutinyNet node connecting to Alby. Right now, like if I can create an invoice, but if I try and like take that invoice and pay it, yeah, so there's like an error. So this is a support request, I guess. Alby guys, if you guys want to add support for MutinyNet, that would be amazing. We already have like app instructions for Alby in Voltage, and we would like to continue kind of like directing people to that. Another app I tried yesterday was Zeus, and it's a similar story. You can connect, but sort of like paying an invoice doesn't work. So yeah, like that's it for MutinyNet. And then I have another 2 things to demo if I can keep going. That's cool. All right, cool. So the other thing we're working on is this thing called Create Voltage app. So basically, like if you're at a hackathon and you want to build a Lightning app and you want to spin up a node and kind of bootstrap a boilerplate application or something like that, we thought, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have like a single command that you run a terminal to get like a boilerplate app? So Create Voltage app is that. It's literally like a single terminal command, and it will like spin up a boilerplate app. So I can kind of show you what that looks like. Which tab is it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which tab I'm on now. Yeah, so if you kind of look here, when you run the command, you'll get kind of like a welcome message, and then you'll be asked for your Voltage credentials, and then you'll be asked for your Voltage team, the nodes that you want to build on, and then you'll be asked for which boilerplate app you want to build. And right now we have 4 boilerplates. One of them is like a front-end SvelteKit kitchen sink. The other one is a Next.js boilerplate. The other one is a Node.js bare bones example. And then the other one is an Expo React Native example. And we'll probably be adding more soon. But right now we're kind of focusing on the kitchen sink app because we want to add sort of like examples to that app that users might find useful. So for example, WebLN integration, Nostr, things like that. And then, yeah, you just specify the app name and it'll give you like instructions on just kind of going to the folder, installing the dependencies, and then running the app. And so right now, what that looks like is this. We actually have a version now that has like UI, better UI and stuff. But basically, the result is within 30 seconds, you can spin up a web application that connects to your Voltage nodes. And here you can see it's like pulling in my balance and node information and channel info, et cetera. So all the like admin macaroons and RPC endpoints and stuff are automatically configured for you, and you can just focus on building the application. And the repo for that kind of looks like this. This isn't public yet, but in the apps, you see like I have the 4 folders in here for the Expo Starter, Next.js, Node.js, SvelteKit. There's a couple hackathons coming up soon. I know Brandon, one of my colleagues, is in the call right now. He's in Boston, and there's going to be a hackathon there. And we're hoping to kind of pitch it to the hackathon organizers that, hey, like you can use this thing to kind of get people hacking on Lightning as quickly as possible. And hopefully kind of the example applications library will kind of like grow as well, just as people start contributing and stuff. So this repo will be open source eventually, and you can kind of like prod and poke at it and kind of contribute if you want. So yeah, that's it. Great Voltage app. And then one other thing I just want to shill before I leave is I'm working on like the weekend project with a bunch of people from the community, like artists and musicians, to build a Bitcoin countdown. I call it experience. So if you're going to have a Bitcoin party, having countdown party soon, or if you just want to like tune into something on the day, there's a website called bitcoinhalving.club. I haven't announced this publicly yet, so you guys are kind of early access, I guess. But yeah, basically it's a website with the block count to give you a more kind of like polished experience. See the users that are logged in and watching the experience. There's like lo-fi music playing in the background, and switch that up for a second. Yeah, and so there's a estimate there, so it's a bit like more polished than the other countdown sites out there. So the thing about it is when we hit close to like 4 blocks, the experience starts changing. I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically there'll be lots of music, a lot of memes, and hopefully it'll just be a fun time for everybody. So, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I can demo what it looks like when you get close, but maybe I'm preparing a trailer video that will kind of give you a taster on it, and I think maybe this weekend or early next week I'll do a public announcement, and you guys can kind of see a bit more like what it's going to be like, but you'll have to trust me, it's going to be fun. Yeah, so that's it for me. Thanks for giving me the chance to share this.
It's really cool, Koala. I created an issue, by the way, for the browser extension to support MutinyNet, so hopefully we get that in.
Nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, I was from one of the presentations earlier. I just pasted that into our Slack, and yeah, I've been talking with my colleagues about that. Definitely going to look into it. Yeah, I'll share my